Hey guys, so jumping straight into the tutorial, I'm starting off with a wig block and a mesh dome cap, and I have the cap pin to mimic my head measurements. Next, I'm going in with the kinky curly frontal, and I chose this texture just because it's easier to braid. I don't remember the company. This is a really old one that I had just in a drawer. So now I'm placing the frontal a few centimeters ahead of the wig cap, and I'm just going to pin that down in place. And this is the center of the frontal being pinned to the center of the wig block. Next, I'm going to place a pin also in the back of the frontal, and that's just going to act as my guide as well as keeping it in place. And next, I'm going to pin down the sides of the frontal. So you want to make sure that when you're pinning down the side, that it is straight down and aligned with that center pin. So that's correct. You see how I'm pulling it back like that? That's what you don't want to do. You don't want it to be at an angle because it's not going to fit correctly when you place it on your head. You want it to be straight down. Alright, so now you see me just pinning it down, and it's literally lined up with that middle pin that we placed in the back, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, not having it at an angle, you want it to be straight down. And I am currently by the airport. I've edited this video, so you guys might hear a plane in the background like that. So sorry. Now that you have it pinned down, you'll see that the front of the frontal is a few centimeters ahead of the wig cap, making somewhat of an M shape. That's what you want. And you're just going to pin all of the excess hair out of the way so that it doesn't get snagged when you are sewing your back of the frontal down. So now I'm just taking a few additional pins and going into the ribbon on the frontal, pinning it into the cap just to help it to stay in place. And I'm going to sew it with a regular sewing needle and thread. You can use cotton or nylon. So you're just going to keep sewing from one side of the frontal to the next, and you want to keep the stitching fairly close together so that you don't have a lot of spacing or gapping, because that could alter the fit. And you're just going to remove your placement pins as you sew along, and you're just going to keep going from one side to the other. Next, you'll see me just using a little bit of water, and I'm just detangling the frontal just to make it a little bit more manageable for when I get ready to do the braids. And you're just going to braid each section down and get it out of the way. Next, you're going to see that I cut out the excess cap that's underneath the frontal, and I just did that so that it helps me see better when I'm doing the parts. Now I'm pinning the frontal and the wig cap back in place where I had it. I have placement markers on mine, but if you don't, just make sure that you keep it, put the pins back where you had them so that you don't lose the fit of your wig. So now I'm just parting out where I want my braids to be, and I'm also parting out the section where I want my baby hair to be. So now that you have it sectioned out, you're just going to braid it up and get it out of the way. It doesn't have to be neat or anything. This is literally just so you don't accidentally braid it up with the rest of the hair. So I'm taking some tweezers and I'm just plucking the part, getting that part a little bit more defined. And as you can see, just pull out whatever little hairs may be in the part. You want a nice clean part. Now I'm going in with some Tropical Roots setting foam, and I'm just applying that to the braids to make it a little bit easier to braid. And it's also going to help the braids at the end to look a lot more sleek and have a nice finish. So now you guys will see that I braided all the braids down and then went around the perimeter, but I'm going to show you what to do instead of doing what I did. Take each braid and go straight back and then sew it back. So kind of like as if the purple lines were each braid, that's what you want to do. You don't want to take all the braids and go around because it's much easier to sew into the braids. So instead, like you see me sewing here, you can take that last braid that's closest to your ear and use that as your perimeter / anchor braid instead of using all the braids, because you want to mimic cornrows that are naturally on a head, and like I said, it'll be much easier to crochet through the braids than it is to crochet through the cap. So right here I'm just braiding off the second section of the baby hair that I want on the other side. And now you're going to see I parted off the first row for the cornrows that I'm going to do to crochet into. So in this first braid that's going like in an L shape, I'm braiding that towards the face because I want the initial hair to frame my face. The initial crochet hair, I want it to fall into my face and I want it to frame my face. So by braiding this braid towards me, I'm one, reminding myself to angle the hair that way, and also subconsciously it will allow you to, not subconsciously, it will automatically make those crochet braids fall directly down. The next set of braids is going to be going in traditional straight backs, and that's going to just allow the hair to fall as it normally would, just in any direction. So right here you'll see that I'm just going to do the rest of the braids going traditional straight back, and again I'm just adding a little bit of tropical root setting foam to help me with braiding, help it to kind of stick together and make the braiding process easier, and it'll also make the braids kind of stick better. So you guys will see here that I'm just doing the initial braid straight back, and this is what it looks like. They don't have to be perfect, but they do have to be tight, so no one's going to see them, so it doesn't matter what the other braids look like because they're going to be covered up with hair. So now you guys will get an idea of what I meant by keeping them straight back, and you'll see it's so much easier to just do that, and it's faster because it takes more time to crochet through the cap than it does to crochet through the braid. So just keep that in mind. It's a lot easier, and all I'm going to do is sew in the next clip. I'll show you. I'm just going to sew that braid down. So now you guys will see that I'm literally just sewing through the cap and through the braid, and you're just going to repeat that process all the way down and then sew the braid into that perimeter anchor braid, and that will keep everything nice and tight and in place. So this is the hair. I got mine in the color 1B. Other colors are available, and I got 2 bundles. I say bundles because inside of each one there is a crochet hook and individual packs. So there are 6 individual packs in each bundle. It also comes with the crochet hook. It also comes with the information card that's shown here. It just says Toyo Tress, and it shows you the hair and some information about the hair and the company. And they also give you hair charms and rubber bands. And this is what the hair looks like outside of each individual pack. Very long, very bouncy and flowy. So starting off with each individual strand, you're just going to take your crochet latch or crochet hook and open the latch, and then you're going to go through the cap or the braids. But you guys see that resistance right there? That's what I was talking about. That's why I said it's easier to go through braids than the cap. But you're going to go through the cap, leave your latch open, slide the hair over the hook, close the latch, and then pull it back through. And then once you have it open like that, you're gonna twist it and loop the hair through, and then twist it again and loop the hair through. And then pull it really tight and then separate it and just give it an additional tug, and that's gonna keep your knot very tight. If you guys didn't catch it the first time, I do go over it a little bit closer up further on in the video. But you guys can see right here how easy it is to go through the braid than it is to go through the cap. So this is what it looks like so far. I just went around the perimeter and filled in spaces, and this is already one pack. I think I had just opened the second pack, but as you can see, I just did the perimeter all the way around and focused a little bit more on one section in the back, but you see how full it looks. And right there I started to crochet into the individual cornrows, and this is how it looks. So it's really full. So this is now going into the second pack, and I'm just going to be looping it through, adding hair where I want to fill in. But you guys see how I left a lot of space between each one? That's okay, because one, the cap is black, and two, the hair is so full that you really don't have to use a lot and have it very close together, because you won't see the spacing in the end. And then this is how I am filling in the front. It's okay to add more hair in the front braid or the perimeter braids just so you hide them, but you don't have to have the cap as full as you have the initial braid. So right here I'm just showing you guys a little more in detail on how to do the crocheting. So you just loop it through, twist it, and you guys see how easy it is to pull it? Like, that's what you want when you loop it through. And you're just gonna grab that piece of hair through and tie it. So that's one knot, but I always do two if you want like the most security. So you're gonna go through your cap, leave your latch open. Well, there we go. Leave your latch open, hook the hair through, close your latch, and then pull it back through the cap or the braid. And then you're gonna take that piece that you pulled through, and it should be easy to move around like that. You're gonna open it and pull that piece of hair through. Then you're going to twist that hair and then pull that piece of hair through again and then knot it. And that is how you do it. So my camera did die, and I didn't even realize that it wasn't recording, but I pretty much just kept filling in all the way around until it was as full as I wanted it to be. And then I cut actually right here, you see how the hair is naturally falling forward to my face? That's that front perimeter braid that's allowing the hair to fall like that. Next, I just cut the baby hair. I took that braid down, cut the baby hair, and molded it. And this is the alternate side. I didn't really fill in that front perimeter braid as much because no one's going to see it. I'm not going to be wearing it out of my face. And even though I already did the baby hair, I'm just going over it really quickly to show you guys. I use my setting foam, makeup spoolie, mascara wand, or mascara spoolie, and you just cut the baby hair to the length that you want it to be, add your foam, and then just start to mold them in place. And I like to use a mascara spoolie, mascara wand, more than a comb because I feel like it gives me more control. So here's the final finish. This is what it looks like all the way around. I did use all 6 packs, but you definitely don't have to. I think you can get away with this with 5, maybe even 4, but for the sake of the video, I wanted to show you guys what it would look like with all 6. And right now I'm just feathering some of the curls out, some of the twist out, just to give it more texture and so it won't look so uniform. See how it's like kind of separate in the front, like some are loose, some are tight. Yeah, and this is the final look. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. This is part 1. Part 2 will show the full install. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye.